Hey guys, it's just math, y'all. What happened to my y'all there? Well, it's just math, y'all. We're going to work on fixing that. We are doing slope today, and let's jump in. Okay, so here we have the formula for slope, and we're going to use the formula. Now, graph paper is not always available, and so when graph paper is not available, we have to use subtraction because, like I said, change is calculated by subtraction. And so when we have y values and we need to know how far we went between them, that is the distance, that is the change, subtraction. Okay, so change in y over change in x. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our formula, but here we have 2 points. These are actual locations. These are not slopes. These are points. Slope is a fraction. Points are ordered pairs. This is an x and this is a y. This is an x and this is a y. Now, here's the thing. This is our first x and our first y, and that's why it's considered x1, y1. Don't know why it does that. I gotta figure that one out. So that's x1, y1, and this would be x2, y2. Okay, and so when we put these in the formula starts with y2, so it's going to start with negative 17 minus negative 8. And then the next one, the x's, x2 is negative 13 minus negative 2. Now remember, there's a minus in the formula. There's a minus in the formula. And I also want you to notice that this point is here. See, there's that point. And the other point, this point, is here. And order matters. Order matters. So make sure you're aware of that. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Now remember, this is a double negative here. It shows up sometimes. So just be ready for the fact that you've got a double negative turns positive here. So this is going to be negative 17 plus 8. This is going to be negative 13 plus 2. So that's going to give me a negative 9 over negative 11, and then negative divided by negative is a positive. So my slope is 9 over 11, positive 9 over 11. So be careful on that one. Here's another one. Now this one we actually have a grid if we want to use it to kind of make it make more sense to us, because this one can be tricky. So here we go. So again, we're looking at an x and a y. I didn't touch it. I swear I didn't. But I did it again. I'm trying really hard not to touch the buttons down there. Okay, so this is an x and this is a y. This is an x and this is a y. But this is our first one, and this is our second one. Okay, so now I'm going to put my points in my formula. I'm going to do y2 minus y1. So that'll be negative 6 minus negative 6. And then I'll do the x's, negative 10 minus 1. Remember, the minus here is part of the formula. All right, I have a double negative on top, so that's going to turn into plus. I don't have that down here, so that gives me negative 11. That gives me 0 over negative 11. Well, that's 0. And remember, when you have 0, you have a horizontal line. Now, I just want to graph this. Well, I can't really graph it, but if I were to graph this one, I would have 1, negative 6, which would be here. And I would have negative 10, negative 6, which would be down here. And as you can see, these two would be a horizontal line. Okay, so the slope is 0. 0 on top is 0. Let's look at this one. Again, we've got x and y, x and y. This is my first x, my first y, my second x, my second y. All right, I'm going to start with y2. So that'll be 7 minus 5, and then x2 would be negative 3 minus negative 3, double negative. So that becomes negative 3 plus 3, which is 0, and 2. So now what's the answer to this one? Well, remember we talked about this. There's no run. This is rise only. There's no run. This is vertical. And the slope is undefined because it doesn't have a rise and a run. Can't divide by 0. And maybe we can graph this one. Negative 3, 5, and negative 3, 7 would be here. And so again, we're looking at a vertical line. Okay, last example. Stop the video, see if you can do it all by yourself without checking. Okay, so here we go. This is the first one, and this is the second one. So I'm going to do 6 minus 3 on top, and negative 2 minus 3 on bottom. Gives me 3 over negative 5. So this could also be a negative 3/5. So remember, the negative on our fraction can be in the front, in the bottom, or on the top. And traditionally, we like it on the top. So if I graph it, we can confirm that this is right. So there's 3, 3. And then negative 2, 6 is here. And we can see that this is, in fact, a negative slope. We can count it. 1, 2, 3. So that's down 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So there it is. It confirmed. I did it by counting. I did it by subtraction. That's how you calculate the slope between 2 points. All right, on the next video, we're going to look at equations again and look at the slope in equations. It's just math, y'all. You can do it.